Hi guys, it's Morgan, and today I'm going to be talking about differences between the book and the movie Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Now, since Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows was split into 2 movies, I'm splitting this into 2 videos. So this video will be differences from the beginning of the book up until the part where the Part 1 movie ended, and then the next video will start from where the Part 2 movie started until the end of the book. Also, if you haven't read the book or seen the movie, this video will contain spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, stop watching the video now, go read the book and see the movies, read all of the Harry Potter books and see all of the Harry Potter movies while you're at it, and then come back. Or if you don't care about being spoiled, keep watching. So here are differences between the book and the movie Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Sirius gives Harry a mirror to communicate with him in the book Order of the Phoenix, but that doesn't happen in the movie Order of the Phoenix. So the fact that Harry has the shard of glass from the mirror in the Deathly Hallows Part 1 movie isn't really explained very well. I'm glad it was in the movie so he could see the eye of Aberforth Dumbledore. Harry talking to the Dursleys before they leave doesn't happen in the movie like it happens in the book. However, there is a deleted scene where Aunt Petunia tells Harry that she knows what the Death Eaters are capable of since she lost a sister the night Harry lost his mother. There's also a deleted scene of Dudley telling Harry that he doesn't think Harry's a waste of space. And I wish this was in the movie because this part of the book really showed how far Dudley had come since the Dementor attack. Also in the movie, it seems like the Dursleys are leaving on their own rather than being taken by the Order for protection, like in the book. The marriage of Lupin and Tonks's pregnancy isn't explained in the movie like it is in the book. In the movie, when they go to Privet Drive to get Harry, there's a moment when it looks like Tonks is about to say she's pregnant, but then she's interrupted by Mad-Eye Moody, which was really annoying. In both the book and the movie, Harry doesn't want his friends to use Polyjuice Potion to pretend to be him. But after a while in the book, he gives them a strand of his hair. But in the movie, Hermione pulls out a strand of Harry's hair. And I thought that was pretty funny. In the book, Hedwig stays in her cage the entire time Harry's being flown to safety. Then she gets hit by a stray curse and dies. In the movie, Harry lets Hedwig out of her cage before they leave, but then she comes back to help Harry while he's being chased by Death Eaters and is killed. This was really sad in the book and the movie, but if I had to pick, I think the way it happened in the movie was better. Hedwig died trying to protect Harry. In the book, Harry and each decoy Harry are assigned a different safe house, and then they have to take a portkey to the Burrow. In the movie, they all go straight to the Burrow, and this was most likely because of time. In the book, when Mad-Eye Moody dies, everyone toasts to him while they drink. But in the movie, we only see Bill telling everyone that Mad-Eye's dead. Something that I thought was interesting was Domhnall Gleeson, who played Bill, is the son of Brendan Gleeson, who played Mad-Eye Moody. That must have been an interesting line for him to say. In the book, Hermione tells Harry that she modified her parents' memories so they won't remember her in case she dies. In the movie, we actually see it happen. And I thought seeing it happen, instead of just hearing about it, was really powerful. In the book, Harry and Ginny kiss in Ginny's room before being found by Ron. But in the movie, they kiss in the kitchen until they notice that George is watching them. And that was pretty funny. In the book, they have dinner at the Burrow for Harry's birthday. But that doesn't happen in the movie. In the movie, after they leave the wedding, Hermione tells Harry that she had made a cake with Ginny and they had planned to have it after the wedding, but obviously plans changed. In the book, it's also revealed by Charlie that Hagrid's dragon Norbert is actually a girl, but that's not mentioned in the movie. In the book at the wedding, Harry is disguised as a Weasley relative, but in the movie, he isn't. Which is interesting because the reason he was disguised in the book was so that no one knew that he was there in case it got back to Voldemort. So I guess they just trusted the people at the wedding in the movie more than they did in the book. In the book, Victor Krum is at Bill and Fleur's wedding, but in the movie, he isn't. However, I have seen a picture of Krum at the wedding, so they obviously filmed a scene with him, but I guess they just decided not to put it in the movie. There's a scene in the movie that wasn't in the book of the Death Eaters stopping the Hogwarts Express and are presumably looking for Harry when Neville says that he isn't there. Even though it's not shown, this could have been the moment when the Death Eaters took Luna. In the book, when Harry is looking in Sirius's room, he finds half of a letter that his mother Lily wrote to Sirius, but this isn't in the movie. Which makes sense because it doesn't really do anything for the plot, but it was still a sweet moment. Kreacher telling Harry, Ron, and Hermione about Regulus Black and how he died isn't in the movie like it's in the book, which is too bad because it would have revealed that Regulus stopped being a Death Eater and wanted to defeat Voldemort. In the book, Lupin goes to number 12 Grimmauld Place and wants to join Harry, Ron, and Hermione, which upsets Harry because Lupin would be leaving Tonks and his unborn child. This doesn't happen in the movie, which makes sense because it doesn't do anything for the plot, but if it did happen in the movie, I wouldn't have blamed Harry for being upset. In the book, Hermione puts the portrait of Phineas Negulus Black that was in number 12 Grimmauld Place in her bag so they can know what's going on at Hogwarts since he has a portrait in the headmaster's office. But that doesn't happen in the movie, which makes sense because Phineas isn't in any of the movies like he's in the books. In the book, only Kreacher brings Mundungus to number 12 Grimmauld Place, but in the movie, Dobby is with Kreacher. And I really liked this change since Dobby hadn't been in any of the other movies of the books that he appears in besides Chamber of Secrets. So it was nice that he was in this movie, except for the ending. In the book, Harry sees Mad-Eye Moody's eye on the door of Umbridge's office and takes it with him. In the movie, the eye is on the door, but Harry shows no sign of recognizing it as Mad-Eye Moody's. Which makes sense because it's not a huge part of the plot, but it's still a little weird. In the book, Harry, Ron, and Hermione overhear Ted Tonks, Dirk Cresswell, Dean Thomas, and the goblins Griphook and Gornock talking about how the Sword of Gryffindor that's in the Lestrange's vault is a copy and no one knows where the real one is. This doesn't happen in the movie. However, in the movie, Bellatrix tortures Hermione when she sees they have the sword, thinking they stole it from her vault. In the movie, after Ron leaves, in order to cheer Hermione up, Harry dances with her. But when they're done, they're still upset. This doesn't happen in the book, but I thought it was a sweet moment in the movie. In the book, when Harry and Hermione go to Godric's Hollow, they use Polyjuice Potion, but in the movie, they don't. Which makes sense because Harry said that he's not going back to the place he was born as someone else. In both the book and the movie, Harry and Hermione see the remains of the Potter house, But only in the book do they see messages that other wizards and witches had left for Harry. And I wished that was in the movie because I thought it was a really sweet moment. When Bathilda Bagshot tells Harry and Hermione to come into a room in the book, Hermione jumps and Harry tells her it's okay. But in the movie, Bathilda Bagshot doesn't say anything until she's alone with Harry, which makes sense because she's secretly the snake Nagini, and the reason that Hermione jumped in the book was because she heard the hissing, but Harry could understand it because he speaks Parseltongue. In the book, after Harry and Hermione escape Nagini, Harry sees a flashback of the night Voldemort murdered his parents before he wakes up in the tent. This isn't in the movie, and I'm glad about that because it's a pretty sad moment in the book. In the book, Harry and Hermione read a chapter of Rita Skeeter's book, The Life and Lies of Albus Dumbledore, but that doesn't happen in the movie. Which makes sense because Rita Skeeter's book isn't a big part of the plot. In the book, when the locket strangles Harry when he's trying to get the sword of Gryffindor in the lake, he passes out, and when he wakes up, he sees Ron with the sword. In the movie, he doesn't pass out, and Ron takes him and the sword out of the lake. This isn't a huge difference, but still a difference. In the book, Ron tells Harry and Hermione that Voldemort's name is taboo and that saying the name is how the Death Eaters find people. This isn't mentioned in the movie, but it must have still been a thing because when Xenophilius said Voldemort's name, the Death Eaters appeared at the Lovegood's house. In the book, Harry tests the new wand that Ron gives him outside by making a spider bigger. In the movie, Ron gives Harry the new wand in the tent, and he tests it on the lamp, which causes a burst of fire to come out of it, and when he makes it stop, they hear Hermione's voice outside the tent asking what happened, and they say, "Nothing," which was pretty funny. In the book, Ron tells Harry about a radio program called Potter Watch that tells the news like it really is, since all the other programs are on Voldemort's side. This isn't mentioned in the movie, but in the movie, Ron does listen to the radio, so it's kind of included. The part of the book where Harry goes into Luna's room and sees a painting of his face, Ron's face, Hermione's face, Ginny's face, and Neville's face, connected with the word friends, isn't in the movie, which is too bad because if it was, it would have showed how much having friends meant to Luna. In the book, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are caught by Snatchers after saying Voldemort's name. But in the movie, they're caught after they leave the Lovegood house. Which makes sense since it's not mentioned in the movie that saying Voldemort's name is how they catch people. In the book, the leader of the Snatchers is Greyback, but in the movie, it's a Snatcher named Scabor. And also, there's a chase scene in the movie that doesn't happen in the book. In the book, when Voldemort asks Grindelwald where the Elder Wand is, Grindelwald says he never had it. But in the movie, Grindelwald tells Voldemort that the wand lies with Dumbledore, which meant that now Voldemort knows where it is. In the book, Harry and Ron are tied up and Luna has to untie them. But in the movie, they aren't tied up, which definitely saved time. Also in the book, Dean is also in the Malfoy's dungeon, but in the movie, he isn't. In the book, Wormtail is strangled by his own hand when Harry says that he owes him. In the movie, he's knocked out by Dobby. This is kind of confusing because it's not really clear that Wormtail dies in the movie. I'm assuming he does because he doesn't show up in Deathly Hallows Part 2, so Voldemort might have killed him off screen, or what Dobby did killed him. In the book, Bellatrix only uses the Cruciatus curse on Hermione, but in the movie, she writes Mudblood into Hermione's arm with a knife. which was pretty brutal. In the book, Dobby dies after they get to Shell Cottage and only has enough time to say Harry's name. In the movie, he says he's happy to be with his friends, says Harry's name, and then dies. And in the book and the movie, this was really sad. Thanks for watching, guys! Let me know in the comments if there's something that happened in the book Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows that didn't happen in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, but you wish it did. Also, if you want to be notified when I do my Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 video, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to be notified for any of my future videos, then also hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!